So today I'm talking about grounding, earthing, actually changing the pH of the blood by coming in contact with Mother Earth.
There are studies that have explored this practice of so-called grounding.
And I'm here to tell you guys the benefits of grounding.
Let's talk about grounding.
I am grounded again.
Grounding. Is it true? Does it work? That's what we'll find out in this video. At least I hope so. But to put it simply, grounding is the action of putting your bare feet on the ground, meaning dirt, grass, sand, water. And does it work on concrete? And when does it stop working? That's another question I'll answer for you in this video. Now, believe it or not, there's actual science behind grounding or earthing. And you can easily check if you actually discharge into the earth. All you need is two things: a voltage meter and a ground tester. There are many videos of people trying this out, and yes, you can instantly change your charge by simply stepping onto the ground and then stepping back onto your rubber shoes. Electricians have been using this simple principle for a while now. They know that they need to ground electric systems as a way to protect yourself from potential explosion and fire. Because when you connect the power lines to your TV, they make sure to ground this whole system by using big metal rods and simply just grounding it into the earth. This neutralizes the whole system. So if it works with cables, does it work with you? Can you actually neutralize yourself? Well, yes, you neutralize yourself with the charge of the earth. And since the earth is like an ocean of free electrons, basically your body absorbs all these free electrons and it lowers your charge. This is not up for debate. You can try it, you can look at other people who tried it, but that's not where things are interesting, since we already know that this works. But what does lowering your charge or discharging into the earth actually do to your human physiology? That's where things become interesting. The most supported health claim that grounding can do for you is reduce oxidative stress, or in other words, reduce inflammation. Because you see, your body releases free radicals at the site of an injury or at the site of a certain bodily damage. And this action of releasing free radicals is what causes inflammation. It's just your body trying to heal. In itself, inflammation is a good thing, but these free radicals are extremely unstable and they're basically always trying to find a way to merge with a free electron. And if they don't merge with a free electron, you're gonna be experiencing chronic inflammation for no reason. And that's where inflammation can be a bad thing for you. That's why it's said that foods that are high in antioxidants are healthy for you. Well, what if simply touching the ground, grounding yourself, fed you with all the free electrons you needed? What would happen then? Would inflammation subside? That's exactly what researchers such as Clint Ober tried to answer. And they found some miraculous evidence that grounding yourself can actually reduce inflammation. But the only problem with those studies is that they are very small studies, and sometimes it's basically just anecdotal experiments from certain everyday people. But personally, when something that is as harmless as grounding, why not try it yourself? That's why myself, I tried it, other people tried it, they shared their own experience grounding and what it did to their own life. But these anecdotal experiments are not very valuable. What I really want to know about is hardcore real science. I'm talking about peer-reviewed studies that have been published in great journals. Well, honestly, there's not much there to find. And the few studies that have been released in such journals, they are much less magical than the studies that Clint Ober did, which now sells grounding mats that are supposed to ground you. But still, this potential anti-inflammatory benefit is very promising. It's as if your body was working with the earth in synergy to heal yourself. It's not until recently, about 200 years ago, that synthetic rubber shoes were invented. Before that, people were either barefoot outside or they were wearing leather shoes that conduct electricity. So let's talk about the action steps you can take today to regain your ground and leverage this knowledge. The first and most obvious one is to do the traditional grounding. Go barefoot outside, simply walk on the grass, stand on the grass, lay on the grass, whatever fits you. And yes, concrete also works. If the concrete is well connected with the ground, so like in the case of a sidewalk, you'll still be grounded. So you can go on a walk in the street, even if it's asphalt, even if you walk on the concrete on the sidewalk, it still works. Doing this for 10 to 30 minutes a day has been shown to have a profound influence on lowering your inflammation. And that's basically what we're looking for. Next, you could also ground yourself via technology such as these famous grounding mats. Now, personally, yes, they've been shown to potentially work, and most of the studies are actually done on grounding mats, since you can actually isolate the benefits by simply using a grounding mat. But they've also been shown to be not all effective. Some blatantly just don't work, and others can even have negative side effects. So overall, they're less effective than simply going outside and touching the ground. That said, you can use these mats whilst you sleep, and that's where it's extremely powerful to use them. You can even take a rod, a metal rod, plug it into the ground, have a conductive cable, follow this rod to conductive tape that you tape around your bed, and it will actually ground your bed. That's a much more safe option than the grounding mats. Whilst it's basically the same principle, you can use that and ground yourself to sleep. But honestly, you're gonna seem weird and can be an asshole to do that. So if you really want to be grounding during sleep, you should consider buying grounding mats. They're not that expensive, and the ones that are expensive, they're probably selling you some bullshit. Now, personally, I didn't believe this voodoo science. When I heard people talk about grounding, I thought they were just bullshitting me, that there were some spiritual gurus that were trying to sell me something. Well, it's actual science. It's just your body conducts electricity, and since the earth has a certain charge, well, as soon as you step on the earth, you get the same charge as the earth. And right now I'm in my room, second floor. I might be lacking free electrons in a way. What does that do to my body? Now we don't really know. Will it lower my inflammation if I go ground right now? Most likely yes. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.